Hey, reach up there and pull those belts tight. One more time, you're watching the original Rebels Racing League.
Welcome everybody to Rockingham Speedway. My name's Josh Hall. This is the Rebels Grand National, Rebels Grand National Series here on Intensity Broadcasting live here on iRacing. My name's Josh Hall, and we are getting set for 100 laps here at the Rock. Tough track. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch these drivers navigate this tricky track here tonight. See Jonah Colbert currently 4th on the speed charts, trying to get around this bumpy track. And it's an extremely bumpy track. It's oddly shaped. There's a lot of things that these drivers will be contending with tonight. The line to get around here is not your usual line. We'll see. Watch Jonah come off the corner there, almost catch the wall. Now he's just going to pull down. See if we can see somebody else out on track. Jason Warren. You kind of have to float the car down into the corner. It's a very unusual feeling to kind of drive it in early, kind of hook that bottom yellow line there. Instead of driving the car in deep, you really want to get into the corner early. We see him have some trouble there, and right behind him, the 17 of Josh Oswald have some issues as well. See if we have anybody else out there able to navigate this track a little bit easier. And there's Brandon Wallace coming off of turn number 4. So again, you can kind of see what I mean, driving into the corner, kind of really shallow. Kind of want to let the car do its own thing in the corner. And yeah, it'll be a lot of fun watching these drivers kind of navigate this track. Again, down into the corner so early. And as bumpy as this track is, we'll actually ride along here, see if we can get a look at that that front suspension there. See him pulling off here. Let's ride around with Jonah Colbert here, and you can see that left front suspension, how much that that front end is traveling around right there. It really shows the difficulty that these drivers are going to have navigating this circuit here tonight. Let's take a look at the points coming into tonight. We have our top 15, Jonathan Cofield currently your points leader with the win last week. Jason Lottridge, Garrett Kinder, Andy Kurtz, and Mike Bertosa round out your top 5. Brandon Pollock, Charles Stevens, Aaron Adcock, Brandon Wallace, and Eddie Smith in the top 10. Michael Kosick, Curtin Church, Isaiah Gill, Matt Kleeman, and Steve McDonald are your top 15 in points coming into tonight. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, we do appreciate you joining us here. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Share if you know anybody else who might enjoy this race here tonight. As we get ready for 100 laps, 100 miles here in Thunder Alley here at The Rock. Qualifying getting underway right now. See if we can see who our first car is to take to the track. It looks like it's going to be the 54 of Daniel Cunningham. Cunningham using that higher lane, get that car wound up. Immediately down to the bottom of the track, trying to hug that yellow line. Make that track as short as possible. And these Gen 6 Cup cars never actually ran this track, so it's interesting to see these cars out on this track. I would love to see NASCAR bring The Rock back into the rotation of tracks. Cunningham currently up to the top of the chart. See what he's able to do here on a second lap. And he is going to not improve on his time. He's going to actually be P2 right now. Mike Kosick just jumped up to the top of the board. See a 12 of William Griffith coming across the line. Griff currently in the 7th position, and he's going to stay in the 7th position. Josh Oswald just jumped up to the 3rd position. Eddie Smith out on track right now in that 87 Black Rifle coffee machine. Eddie's first lap is going to be good enough for the current pole. And he catches the wall on his second lap, and that's going to do it for him in qualifying. Kernan Church out on track in the 22 machine. And on his second lap, he's going to go to P2 as he drifts it down through the corner. See the one of Isaiah Gill out on track, making his qualifying attempt. Isaiah used to run in the SCSRA. We know he's a bit of a short track racer, so a track like this is going to suit him perfectly here at Rockingham. Oh, as he gets a little loose off of the corner. Able to hold on to it, though, and save the race car. Great job for him. He will hold on to it. Currently at the top of the board with a 23.44. Tyler Rice making his way out on track. That 6 shifted to the back there. A little different take on the position of the numbers. That Patriotic Mission 22 scheme. Off of turn number 4. Tyler Rice, his first lap is going to move him up into the 19th position. See what he's able to do here on his second lap. A lot of guys going a bit slower on their second lap. Tyler's first lap was a 23.88. His second lap is going to be a 24:07. So yeah, another driver whose second lap is quite a bit slower than their first lap. And that's going to do it here for qualifying. Because it looks like nobody else getting ready to make a lap. Not enough time to make a lap as we have just about 30 seconds left here. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Don't want to forget to thank our awesome league sponsors, Kinder Farm and Ranch, Cofield Asphalt Refinishing, Dark Horse Motorsports, Chuck Pegleg Felts, JC Racing Graphics, and the Rebels Racing Network, pitching in and helping out to make these races possible for you. Let's take a look at your starting grid. And your Peg Leg Felts Pole Award is going to go to the one of Isaiah Gill. Eddie Smith is going to start in the second position. Third will be Kernan Church with Andy Kurtz, starting to the outside in position number 4. And in the fifth position will be the 4 of Brendan Pollock. Mike Kosick in the 8, he'll be rolling off from 6th. Daniel Cunningham and Steve McDonald will round out row number 4, and Jason Warren and Brandon Wallace are row number 5. Josh Oswald in the 17, he'll roll off from the 11th position, and Jonah Colbert to his outside in 12th. 13th, Matt Kleeman, followed by Sam Wetstein in the 98. Josh Lokovitz in the 79, he'll be rolling off from 15th with Kai Schappert in the 24th machine in 16th. William Griffith rolls off from 17th with Charles Stevens Jr. rounding out row number 9. Then Tyler Rice and Aaron Adcock, row number 10. Back in row 11, we'll find Jason Lotridge and Chuck Pegleg Felts. Going to be in the race here tonight. Mike Bertosa Jr. and Kenneth Pack going to be back in row number 12. And your final row, row 13, will be Alex Veith, Greg Barnett, and Robert Gillard will round out the field here tonight at Rockingham. Again, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Check out our web store, too. Link down below at intensitybroadcasting.com, where you can find Intensity Broadcasting gear as well as your favorite leagues, and support our boy Atlee Atman-Weiss, as he's got his merchandise for his Bandolero career in there as well. Atlee having a great showing at Charlotte Motor Speedway this weekend, and if you haven't followed Atlee Weiss Racing on Facebook, give that a follow. He's got it on board of his Bando race at Charlotte, so it's a good watch. Check that out and share the love. So here you go. We got the field rolling off on their pace lap. One pace lap here tonight. Isaiah Gill will be your pole sitter. Eddie Smith will be on the outside. Don't forget that on restarts, the restart zone rule will be in effect. On the initial restart, or the initial start of the race, though, the leader has to go on the green flag. So here we go. Pace car is getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Isaiah Gill's going to lead him down to the green flag. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Rockingham, and Isaiah Gill already trying to get out in front of the 87 of Eddie Smith. Smith, though, fighting hard on the high sides. They come off of turn number 2, and Eddie Smith has a great run down into turn number 3. Isaiah Gill's going to fight back down on the bottom. Almost pushes up into the side of Eddie Smith, and Eddie Smith is going to lead the first lap here at Rockingham, but Isaiah Gill right there in the tire tracks. Well, further back, we got some racing here. Jason Warren getting around the 68 of Steve McDonald. Matt Kleeman, Jonah Colbert battling in the back. Ooh, Kenneth Pack having some issues. He is around on the backstretch. Looks like he's going to get spun back around. We're not going to get a caution. So he's going to be able to get that going before Eddie Smith gets to him. So we stay green as Eddie Smith leads Isaiah Gill. Ooh, Eddie Smith having a little bit of a connection blitz right there. So Isaiah Gill sits back in second again, right there on the back bumper. Battle back here. Josh Lokovitz trying to get around the 19 of Kleeman. He's got William Griffith right there on the outside as well. As they make their way. Oh, Griff gets into the side of Lokovitz. That turns him around. Oh, more contact. Tyler Rice. Chuck Pegleg Phelps involved out of nowhere. And that is going to bring up our first Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. Well, we pretty much saw it happen right there in front of us. Let's take a look here from the blimp. It's going to give us the best view of what happened. We see Griff up on the high side, Lokovitz down on the bottom. I believe Griff just got a little bit loose off the corner. Now you see the back end starting to slide around on that 12 as he's got the run. Clips the 79 of Lokovitz. That sends the 79 careening across the track. See Kai Shappett able to avoid. Aaron Adcock avoids as well. Sam Wetstein, but here comes Tyler Rice, just nowhere to go. Instead of running into the back of Charles Davis Jr., he gets collected in the instant. And then Pegleg Phelps thought he had it missed. And Tyler Rice just comes back across the track right in front. Nothing that either one of them could do. And here in the Grand National Series, there are no resets. So with no fast repairs, that's going to pretty much end the night for Chuck Phelps, Tyler Rice, possibly Josh Lokovitz, depending how much damage he has on his car. I know Pegleg is back out on track already. He looked like he had very severe damage to that front end, and you can see the whole front end of that truck, sorry, that car is missing. Alex Veith has a little bit of damage to the left rear. It's like somebody ran into the back of him. Tyler Rice doesn't look like he has too bad of damage. And Josh Lokovitz, just a little bit of a crinkle there on the front. So we're going to get ready to re-rack them, restack them, and refire them here at Rockingham Speedway. Again, don't forget to join us tomorrow night as the Send It Cup Series will be out on track as well. They'll be taking on Phoenix for 200 laps tomorrow night. And Sunday night we have our truck doubleheader, as the Truck Series will also be taking on Phoenix for 150 laps. So check that out tomorrow. Sunday night, the truck doubleheader, the Outlaw Series and the Rebel Series will be taking on Phoenix. So you're not going to want to miss that one. Well, here we go. Lights are off on the pace car. We're re-racking, restacking. Andy Kurtz is going to restart in that bottom row Eddie Smith up on the high side. Pace car is off. Green flag is back in the air. We're back racing. Eddie Smith with a great jump. There goes Isaiah Gill right around Andy Kurtz on the low side. And Isaiah Gill trying to take over the lead yet again. But Eddie Smith is a little too quick on that restart, able to stay out in front. Daniel Cunningham, Josh Oswald, Jason Warren all battling for position back here. Josh Oswald and Jason Warren get around Daniel Cunningham on the low side. Jonah Colbert right there behind as well. So Mike Bertosa Jr. has a little bit of damage to his car. I didn't see him get caught up in the incident, but he is one lap down, a bit off the pace. He's staying low and out of the way of everybody right now as they all come by. And up front again, Eddie Smith continues the lead over Isaiah Gill, and these two pretty much running in each other's tire tracks. As they make their way. Oh, Bertosa. Yellow flag is out. Bertosa and Steve McDonald around on the backstretch. It's going to bring up our second Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. We take a look to see what happened. You saw Bertosa was staying down and off the track here, trying to stay out of the way of the field. And we see the 68 of Steve McDonald looking up to the high side. Oh, Bertosa caught the apron, shoots back across the track, catches the 68. He goes around right in front of the 19 of Kleeman and Brandon Wallace. Both of them able to avoid, but both Bertosa Jr. and Steve McDonald hard into that inside safer barrier. So tough break for the 68 of McDonald. Just nowhere to go. Wasn't even just trying to get around the lap driver and just wrong place at the wrong time. That's going to allow us to re-rack them, restack them, and do it all over again. Sorry if you hear me drinking water in the background. It was a hot day today. Spent the day down at Lime Rock, so if you check out the IMSA race tomorrow, you might be able to see me sitting in the fans there. Looking forward for a great race at Lime Rock tomorrow in real life. And for those who live in New England or the surrounding area, if you've never been to Lime Rock, it is a beautiful facility. Definitely worth checking out. So if you're ever in the area, you find yourself looking for something to do, see if Lime Rock has an event going on. Also this weekend, we know the Cup Series is up in New Hampshire. So a lot of racing up here in New England this weekend. Fortunately, was not able to attend both the IMSA race and the New Hampshire race, so. But I wanted to introduce my my 2-year-old to racing, so I was able to bring her down to Lime Rock for the practice and qualifying today, and she had an absolute blast, and look forward to future events with her. But here we go. Lights are about to pop off on the pace car. Going back, green flag racing. And choose rule is in effect here, so that's why you see Andy Kurtz jumping down on the low side. Isaiah Gill staying up on the high side. He wants that high side advantage. Andy Kurtz is trying to gain a little bit of track position. We've seen from the drop of the green flag That outside lane, oh, sorry for the connection issue there. That outside lane is the preferred lane here. So Andy Kurtz is going to have his work cut out for him on that low side. Same with Mike Kosick. Down on the low side as well. Josh Oswald, though, has that nice advantage up on the high side. We'll see if he's able to do anything on this restart here. His pace car pulls off on the pit road. Green flag is back in the air. A much better start for Andy Kurtz this time. He's able to stay side by side with Isaiah Gill as they work their way down into turn number 1. But Isaiah Gill able to use that high side advantage to roll the outside and get around Andy Kurtz to retake over that second position. See Aaron Adcock working that high side right now, currently up in the 11th position, up 9 spots for where he started. Right there all over the back bumper of Daniel Cunningham. Just behind him we see Brandon Wallace and William Griffith going at it as well. Griff's going to use that high lane to his advantage to get around the 99. As Kleeman stays out in front of Daniel Cunningham. Ooh, Kleeman having a little connection issue. So it looks like it's a little connection issues for iRacing right now. So I do apologize for the cars blinking out on track just like that. See Josh Oswald trying to chase down the 22 of Kernan Church. The field makes their way off of turn number 4. And Griff working the high side, trying to get around Aaron Adcock, but gets a little tight. You see him have to lift a little bit. He broke his momentum, so he's going to stay back there right now in the 12th position. Take a look off the back bumper of Aaron Adcock. Griff just not able to complete that pass. As they're making their way, they got a slower car. Oh, it's just on the low side. Looked like somebody broke their momentum up there. And I believe that was the 22 Kernan Church. Yeah, he has some issues. He was down on the low side for a moment. Jason Warren currently up a position into the 8th position. Our biggest mover of the race so far, though, is Aaron Adcock, as we have an issue down in turn number 2. That was Robert Gillard, who has since jumped to the pits. So no caution will come out. Eddie Smith continues to lead over Isaiah Gill. Taking a look off the back bumper of Eddie Smith. You can hear the RPMs jumping on that 87 machine as he navigates the bumps. Got a battle back here shaping up. Brandon Wallace in the 99. Charles Stevens in the 88. And right behind him, Sam Wetstein. Kai Shappert and Brandon Pollock right behind as well. So we see this. It's about to be a 3-car battle. Sam Wetstein's able to keep the momentum and get around the 99. Here comes Kai Shappert. It looked like he was shot out of a cannon right there, trying to drive it in real deep. See if he can get around Brandon Wallace while he was vulnerable as well. Wallace, though, fighting hard on that high side. That's a great looking 24. It's a great throwback paint to use at a throwback track like Rockingham. And I'm gonna have to give Kai there that Paints by No Neck Paint of the Night. Great looking paint job. As we got a caution. Caution is out. And it looks like it's for the one of Isaiah Gill. Isaiah Gill looping it back around, and let's bring out the Kinder Farmer Ranch Wreckage Rewind to see what happened to Isaiah. Oh, Isaiah Gill had to avoid the 43 of Mike Bertosa. Got caught up with the 22. Nothing Isaiah could really do there. We can ride along on board with this one machine to kind of see exactly what he saw and how he saw it. Oh yeah, the 43 just came up the track and Isaiah had nowhere to go, and quite a bit of damage to that one machine as he makes his way down onto pit road. And the entire field now on pit road. Isaiah very underpowered. I don't know if not really sure what happened to Isaiah. Looks like he is done for the evening. So Eddie Smith making his way back on track as your leader. Alan Jones says, damn, for some reason I got disconnected from at Dabs. Hey, Brandon, Pop says happy birthday. And we love you, man. So there you go. We'll shout out in the chats. So Isaiah Gill looked like he was going to be able to compete with Eddie Smith, try to compete with him for the win. Fortunately, a lapped vehicle ended up causing him to lose control of his vehicle and up into the wall. We'll see if thanks announcer, you're really MVP. Not a problem, Alan. We support the chat here. We like to chat along and give the shout outs where they are. So if anybody else has a driver or anything they'd like to shout out here on the broadcast, make sure to put it in the chat, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube. We've got both chats live right now. As long as they're PG rated, we can say them here in the on the broadcast. So Eddie Smith choosing the high side. Andy Kurtz going to choose that bottom lane again. Thought maybe he'd try to take that high side. Jonah Colbert up into the third position, up on the high, or fourth position, up on the high side. Mike Kosick choosing the low side this time. And Jason Warren and Aaron Adcock in row number 3. So here we go. Pace car getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn. On the pit road, Eddie Smith will be your control car. So come off of turn number 4. Green flag back in the air. We are back racing. And again, that bottom line just not able to fire off as well as the high side. But Andy Kurtz going to slide up in front of Jonah Colbert. to take over that second position solidly by himself. Aaron Adcock back in that third position, or fourth position. He's got a battle going on behind him between Mike Kosick and the 32, Jason Warren. Warren down on the low side, trying to get down there, get that low lane working, but we haven't seen that low lane really do anything all night long. They are fighting side by side for the fifth position. A little further back, we can see Josh Oswald trying to get around William Griffith, but Griff going to move up into the ninth position. As this battle continues, and Warren's going to actually make the move on the low side. Pop himself up into the fifth position. Before Brandon Pollock using that high side, stay out in front of Charles Stevens Jr. And Sam Wetstein right there stocking the 88. Josh Oswald was just taking a look down to the inside of Griff. Not quite close enough to make the move just yet. Trying to do what he can, loitering on that left rear quarter panel. As they're side by side. Ooh, Oswald pushes up the track just a little bit, almost gets to the side of Griff. He loses his momentum. Here comes Pollock using the high side to get by. They're going to be side by side here. This is a battle going on right now for the 10th position. Pollock has it. Oswald wants it. Ooh, Pollock bounces off the wall just slightly, kisses the wall. Not enough to really break his momentum or do anything. Here comes the 88 of Charles Stevens Jr. into the mix as well. This happened all right in front of the 98 of Sam Westside. He's got a front row seat for this. Right along with Sam. Alan Jones, thanks for the kind words in the chat there. I do appreciate it. As we see Sam Wetstein now right on the back bumper of the 88 Charles Stevens Jr. trying to not get into the backbone, but just try to show that he's there and see if he can force an error out of the 88. Got a battle going on here. Aaron Adcock. Sorry, Mike Kosick trying to run up on the back bumper of Jason Warren, trying to take away that fifth position. As Eddie Smith has got himself out to a 0.6 of a second lead. Another battle going on back here between Matt Kleeman and William Griffith. Griff using that high side to his advantage now. Up 9 spots up into the 8th position. Not our biggest mover of the race. Our biggest mover would be the 23 of Aaron Adcock. Aaron up 16 positions from where he started. Up into the top 5, up into 4th. And he's actually running down the 31 of Jonah Colbert out in front of him. So, see if Aaron Adcock can get himself up onto the podium. Brandon Wallace, Sam Wetstein. Oh, Wetstein gets turned up and over on his side. Sam back on his wheels. Caution is out. That's going to bring up another Kinder Farm Ranch Wreckage Rewind as we take a look at what happened there between Brandon Wallace and Sam Wetstein. It looked like two vehicles just going for the same piece of real estate as they're making their way off of the corner. And oh, you see Wallace got a little bit loose off the corner. He comes down the track just a little bit. Sam comes up the track a little bit. Kind of the two meet together, and that sends Sam up and onto his side. Brandon Wallace, though, pushes him. Brandon Wallace might have a little bit of roof damage after the 98 went over the top. Surprisingly, doesn't look like there's too much damage up on that 98 machine. Let's ride along with Sam here. See if we can kind of get his view of this. Yeah, fortunately for Sam, doesn't look like he has a lot of damage. Looks like he kind of escaped anything there. So he's going to come down on the pit road, get some repairs as Eddie Smith continues to lead over the 5 of Andy Kurtz. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here on Intensity Broadcasting. Again, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. We've got live iRacing 6 nights a week. Tuesday night, we have we don't have a truck doubleheader anymore. The SCSRA Championship just wound up with Brian Canuti getting the win of the season there. We do have the Doghouse Racing League, which has 3 weeks left. They'll be taking on Michigan International Speedway this week. Wednesday night, we have the SCSRA Xfinity Series. Atlee Atman Weiss will have the call on that one. And their season finale will be at Homestead. 3 drivers still in the championship hunt, in the chase. You don't want to miss that. Thursday night, we have our Thunderstruck or Apex Series. Friday night, right here with the Grand National Series. Tomorrow night, we'll have the Send It Cup Series. And Sunday night, yours truly will be on the call for the truck doubleheader at Phoenix. So you're not going to want to miss any of the action here on Intensity Broadcasting. A couple cars still on pit road. We see the 39 of Kenneth Pack. Looks like he's still getting a little bit of damage fixed up from an earlier incident. Sam Wetstein still on the pit road. He's gone a lap down, trying to get as much of that damage fixed as he can. I guess he had a little bit more damage to that car than I thought he did. So he's going to try to salvage a finish here and see if he can get that as fixed up as he can, catch a lucky dog, and get himself back into contention as Eddie Smith is going to go by. Lights are off on the pace car, so we're going to re-rack them, restack them, refire them here at Rockingham as we're just about to halfway. As we've seen all night long, Eddie Smith choosing that high side. Andy Kurtz down on the low side. Jason Warren will restart in 3rd. Jonah Colbert back in 4th. And then back in the 3rd row, we see Mike Kosick and Aaron Adcock up on the high side. Charles Stevens Jr. and Daniel Cunningham back in row number 4. And Josh Oswald on the inside. William Griffith out the outside of row number 5. So here we go. Pace car is getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Green flags back in the air, and another great jump for Eddie Smith. Andy Kurtz trying to stay right there with him. Here comes Jonah Colbert up on the high side, using that high momentum. But Kurtz right back with the momentum on the bottom. Looked like the bite out of the front of that 5 car, just forward bite, was incredible as he was able to stay right there with the 31. Just behind, we see some battling going on as well. William Griffith making his way up around Daniel Cunningham, and now he's going to try for the high side around Jason Warren. So Jonah Colbert has moved himself up into the 2nd position. Aaron Adcock wants that 3rd position. He needs another position, already up 16. He wants to continue to move forward as this battle continues. Ooh, big wiggle out of the 17 of Josh Oswald. Able to hold on to it, though, as he's now taking a look down underneath Charles Stevens Jr. Stevens, though, with the momentum up on the high side, but here comes Oswald right back to the back bumper. Trying to get something going here as Griff is going around the outside of Mike Kosick. So move Griff up into the 6th position. As he's going to clear the 8 down the backstretch. And he's going to work on attacking the 32 of Jason Warren. But here comes Kosick. Dak down on the bottom. Thought he was going to tuck in behind Griff, but he's going to try to fight for that 6th position here. Lockdown on the bottom right on that yellow line, and Kosick gets the forward bite, gets going. Griff had to check up a little bit. Here comes Daniel Cunningham with a bit of a run, trying to look underneath the 12 of William Griffith. Ooh, Griff almost catches the wall there. Real close to the wall. Trying to use every inch of track as he can to stay out in front of the 54. And just behind this, we've got another battle. Brandon Pollock has Matt Kleben looking up to the high side. Wish I was able to throw a split screen on here because we got battles all over the track. And Charles Stevens Jr. has a front row seat for this as Griff going to tuck down in line. He's going to try to cross him over here. No, it looks like he's going to stay right there behind the 54. Here comes Charles Stevens to take a look down to the inside. Tries to put the nose right there on that left rear quarter panel. Trying to take a little air off the spoiler. Side by side back here. This is for the 5th position. Kosick trying to hold on to it as Jason Warren trying to take it away. Stevens Jr. now looking down underneath the 12 of Griff. Ooh, almost some contact. The 88 had to back out from getting into the left rear of the 12. While that was going on, Josh Oswald just lost a position to the 4 of Brandon Pollock. And Matt Kleeman right there behind as well. Kleeman looking down to the inside. Kai Shappett right there in that awesome 24 machine. Thought about making it 3 wide for a second, it looked like. He's going to tuck back in line. Kleeman's going to take that position. Here comes Kai down on the low side, taking a look to the inside of Josh Oswald. Not quite there, though. Here comes a 38. Greg Barnett in that POW MIA machine. And Kai's going to take over the 12th position as it looks like Oswald's starting to struggle a little bit on that high lane. And he's going to continue to fall backwards. Up front, though, Eddie Smith now has himself about 3/4 of a second lead over Jonah Colbert. Andy Kurtz runs back in 3rd. Aaron Adcock in the 4th position. Then Mike Kosick sitting back in 5th. A little further back, we've got a gaggle of cars battling for position. Josh Oswald continues his backward slide. Here comes Brandon Wallace looking down to the inside. And Brandon Wallace wasn't on pit road all that long ago. He was back on pit road on lap 43. Oh, that's what's wrong. The 17's got a bit of damage. That's why he's falling backwards the way that he is. As the yellow comes out, and it looks like it's for the 38 of Greg Barnett around on the backstretch. Ooh, a lot of damage to the left and right side of that car. I'll bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. See the 38 right there on the low side. Battling with the 51 of Alex Veith. It's got the 39 of Kenneth Pack right behind him as well. Down into the corner. Oh, Veith bounces off the wall, comes down into the 38. That straightens out the 51 machine, but Greg hard into the inside wall. And then Ken Pack makes contact with Curtin Church. Pack goes spinning down to the inside. Everybody else is able to avoid the spinning car as He gets it back under control, and here the entire field is back on pit road. We see Eddie Smith leading him down. And it is the entire field down onto pit road. 4 cars have retired. The 1 of Isaiah Gill, the 45 Robert Gillard, the 6 of Tyler Rice, and the 43 of Mike Bertosa Jr. They are all being scored 24th through 27th. The left side's going up on the side at 87. And he's going to be down away, but it looks like Jonah Colbert might beat him off pit road. We'll have to see how iRacing scores it. No, they said that Eddie Smith was able to beat Jonah Colbert to the line there. Let's see how close that one was, because that's the pit outline right there, and the magic of some camera work here, we can see just how close this one actually was. Eddie Smith just barely, I mean, photo finish, getting out in time to get in front of the 31. Jonah had a killer pit stop too. Eddie Smith's pit stop was a 15.25. Jonah's was a 14.58, so he was actually 2 seconds faster on pit road, or 1.5 seconds faster on pit road, but Eddie Smith was able to get off of pit road just a fraction of a hair out in front of Jonah Colbert. So the lights are back off on the pace car. We're going to re-rack them, restack them, and refire them. Again, we see Eddie Smith up on the high side. Again, we see Andy Kurtz down on the low side. We'll see what Kurtz is able to do here on this restart. We are just past halfway. We take the green. Oh, I just realized that the Kinder Farm and Ranch logo was still up there the whole time. I apologize for that, folks. I do really apologize for that, as I walked you through the incident there. Stacy, I do apologize for that. I just realized that. I do completely apologize. I thought I hit the button. I guess I did not. So here we go. Pace car is back on pit road. Eddie Smith hits that loud pedal, gets back to the green. Jonah Colbert working that outside lane as well. He's going to get right around Andy Kurtz. Aaron Adcock firing off well up on that high side, fighting side by side with the 5 of Andy Kurtz for that 3rd position. And Aaron's going to get around the 5. So move Aaron Adcock onto the podium, up 17 spots from where he started. Just behind, we see Mike Kosick and Jason Warren going at it. Warren up on the high side, getting around. Andy Kurtz trying to fight back on Adcock. Staying right there, locked on that back bumper. Just behind, we see Brandon Pollock looking for a way around the 8 of Kosick. A little further back, we've got the 17 and the 99 going at it. Where have we seen this one before? We know Brandon Wallace usually runs that paint job that says kill the 17. So he's running around the outside. These two are battling side by side. This is a battle for 11th and 12th. Matt Kleeman right behind as well. Mike Kosick getting around the 5 of Andy Kurtz. Kurtz has fallen back a little bit. He was just sitting back in fourth position right behind Aaron Adcock. And he's now fallen back into the 7th position. You see that car wiggle. It doesn't look like he's... looks like that car's turned evil on him quite a bit. So he's battling down on the low side. He's going to tuck in behind Pollock. He's got a hard-charging William Griffith up 9 positions from where Griff started, trying to get himself up into the top 5, currently running in the 8th position. Aaron Adcock now has the 32 of Jason Warren all over the back bumper, and Mike Kosick right there as well. See Adcock kind of running that double apex, if you will. Dives down into the corner nice and early. Then kind of lets the car float up the track a little bit. And then, at least through turns 1 and 2, we'll see him dive right down to the bottom. And then he's going to push up the track just a little bit, then come back down. Trying to keep his momentum up. He got a little loose there off the corner, though. He's got the 34 of Jason Warren up to the outside. He's going to go right around. So doesn't Mike Kosick. So Aaron Adcock's going to fall back into the 5th position. That 23's shown speed all race long. Driven himself from the back to the front. As we see Griff now on the bottom. He got really loose off of turn number 2. That's going to allow Daniel Cunningham to jump to the outside. Charles Stevens Jr. right there as well. And now Daniel Cunningham up into the 8th position as Griff pounds it down into the corner. They are side by side. But Cunningham's going to have that position as here goes Charles Stevens by as well. Josh Oswald seeing what's going on in front of him. He's trying to join the party as well. So 2 cars have been so strong up to this run, the 23 and the 5. Now see themselves battling for position back in 5th and 6th. As we have 25 laps to go. Eddie Smith continues to lead. He's got himself almost a 1-second lead over Jonah Colbert. Jonah Colbert has almost a 2-second lead over Jason Warren. Jason Loutridge, really haven't talked about him too much tonight. Battling with Kernan Church. This is for the 15th position. These two are going at it. Then we've got a gaggle of cars all battling back here. I'm wondering if something happened to Griff, if he's maybe slapped the wall. And that's why he's falling backwards. You see Josh Oswald and Brandon Wallace continuing to battle at it side by side. Take a look at William Griffith. Yeah, we see that damage on the left front of the hood there. That's enough to really slow that car down, believe it or not. As he is fighting right now to hold on to the 10th position. Here, Jason Warren and Mike Kosick now going at it. This is a battle for the final podium position. Got a slow one down on the apron there. That looked like the 38 of Greg Barnett, trying to stay out of the way. And now Aaron Adcock coming back into the picture here as well. And Andy Kurtz is right there. So we've got 4 cars now battling for that final podium position. Great view overhead of the battle. And the yellow flag is out. And it looks like it might be for not the 17 of Josh Oswald. And it may not be for Oswald. Josh Oswald down to the inside. William Griffith. They make some contact here. That gets with Griffith sideways. We see Kernan Church almost up into the wall. And yeah, Josh Oswald was able to straighten out the 12. Kai Shappert's going to jump down to the bottom. And then, yeah, Griff just trying to hold on to it. Comes out. Oh, he catches Kai as well. Kai thought he was going to be through it. And that 17 goes for a ride. So right along here with Kai as he was, he thought he was going to be through it. Right light on the inside here with Kai. It doesn't seem like significant damage to the side of that 24 as Josh Oswald is getting some new tires. The entire field came back down to pit road for another set of tires. I know I had the Wreckage Rewind up when we were showing this incident between Greg Barnett and Ken Pack here, where Alex Veith bounced off the wall down into the 38, makes contact with the inside wall, and then Kenneth Pack, trying to avoid it, just catches Kernan Church, and those two go around. And then the battle off of pit road. This was the race off of pit road. On the last one. This is where I thought that Jonah Colbert may have beat the 87 off of pit road, but Eddie Smith was able to get off pit road there and stay out in front, and again able to stay out in front on this exit of pit road as well. Well, it looks like lights on the pace car are off. We are re-racking, restacking, getting ready to refire. Jason Warren is going to choose the inside lane this time. So Eddie Smith up on the high side. Jason Warren gaining a couple of positions down on the inside. Joe Colbert, who was in second, now going to restart back in fourth. How about Brandon Pollock up into the 5th position? Aaron Adcock back in 7th. We'll see if he's able to get himself back in a position to get towards the front. But here we go. Get ready to go back green flag racing here at Rockingham Speedway. Pace cars back on pit road. Eddie Smith immediately to that loud pedal. Green flag back in the air. Jonah Colbert's going to follow him right along. Jason Warren's going to tuck back in that third position. Andy Kurtz back into fourth. And Aaron Adcock in fifth. Brandon Pollock, who was just had who was up near the front on that restart, lost a ton of positions, falls all the way back into the 11th position. And we see more cars 3 wide on the front stretch as Griff trying to get himself back up towards the front. We see Jason Lottridge almost gets up into the wall. He's got Chuck Pegleg Feltz, who still has no front end, trying to hold on and get as many points as he can here tonight. Holding his own out there, though, with all that damage. Brandon Wallace and William Griffith go at it side by side. Wallace, though, going to take over that 10th position. And Aaron Adcock has the 8 of Mike Kosick, reeling him in, and Kosick has to get off the gas as the yellow flag is out. And, Pegleg Feltz is around on the backstretch, up against that turn 3 safer barrier. And I was just saying how Pegleg was able to hold his own out there with that damaged car. See him down on the bottom. He's got Jason Lottridge and Josh Oswald up on the high side. And we've seen this before. It looks like 2 cars going for the same position as that 17 of Josh Oswald does a little monster truck action. And Pegleg locks it against the outside retaining wall. So with 10 laps to go, we are back under yellow. Eddie Smith started from the 2nd position, immediately got around the 1 of Isaiah Gill, and has led every lap since the drop of the green flag. Isaiah Gill, unfortunately, was involved on an incident on lap 27 that ended his day, as a lap car got a little loose on the apron in front of him, came up the track, and Isaiah had no choice but to take evasive action, which put that one machine up into the wall, ending his day. A couple other drivers with heavy damage out there just trying to get some points. 38 of Greg Barnett, involved in a couple of incidents tonight. Currently finds himself back in the 23rd position. And he is about 15 laps down. Sam Wetstein, another one involved earlier. He was actually up and on his side earlier. And he finds himself about 13 laps down. And they are the only 2 drivers currently not on the lead lap who are still on the track. So we've got 21 cars on the lead lap. Eddie Smith, again, is your leader. Jonah Colbert sits back in 2nd. Jason Warren currently in 3rd, but positions right now don't matter, as the choose rule will be in effect. For you just tuning in and joining us for the first time, what the choose rule is these drivers can choose whether they want to restart on the inside or outside row. We've seen the high side be the dominating side here tonight, so that's why most drivers are trying to stay up on the high side. That's why you see Jonah Colbert, who was sitting back in 2nd, now going to fire off in the 4th position, because that high side is actually a bit of an advantage. Jason Warren's going to move down to that low side, trying to see if he can fire off well and get the timing right to get himself around Jonah Colbert. And it's that way throughout the entire pack, which side they want to restart on. Now, there is no restart zone at this track, so Eddie Smith can choose to go as soon as that pace car pulls on the pit road, or he can wait for the green flag or anywhere's in between. So we'll see what he does here on the timing this time as the pace car takes off down the pit road. And Eddie Smith right back to that green flag, loud pedal, green flag in the air. Saw Jason Warren a little bit of tire spin on that low side. Saw that car jump sideways a little bit. And now he finds himself back in the third position. Andy Kurtz back in the fourth, and Mike Kosick in the fifth position. Oh, we got a big wreck on the backstretch. Kai Shappett around. William Griffith involved as well. That's going to bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. And we see Griff actually out in front of Kai here. So let's see what happened. Battling with Jason Lottridge. And oh, Griff catches the wall, comes off the wall, and tries to keep it up there to avoid hitting anybody else. And fortunately, Kai Shappett just wrong place at wrong time. And another vehicle involved in that as well. I think that was possibly Josh Lokovitz got a piece of that as well. Yeah, just a tiny piece there trying to get through. So a tough break again. For both Kai Shappett and William Griffith. So now as we're getting down to the end of the race, we're getting down to the time where cautions are breeding cautions. And hey, over at the Intensity Broadcasting store, we actually have a t-shirt for that. We have the Intensity Broadcasting Caution Breeds Cautions t-shirt. You can pick that up at intensityracing.com, as well as all your favorite gear, from hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs. I personally have been wearing the Flex Fit cap all day at Lime Rock Park, as well as some of Atlee's merchandise as well. Support his Bandolero career. And we also have some novelty t-shirts in our league collections, including the original Rebels Racing League t-shirt. So you can pick that up over at intensitybroadcasting.com. So lights are still on the pace car. We're going to have a green-white checker when this is all said and done. Trying to see if I can figure out exactly how many green-white checkers we will have. I believe they're going to have 2 attempts. So if the caution comes out before the white flag, we will have 1 more attempt at a green-white checker. And during that one, if the yellow was to come out, then that will end the race. Eddie Smith, Jonah Colbert choosing that high lane yet again. Jason Warren, Mike Kosick down on the low side. Andy Kurtz on the high side in 6th. Brandon Wallace into the 5th position. And something happened. Aaron Adcock just fell through the pack. I believe Aaron Adcock might have just lost connection. He's being shown scored in the 19th position. As green flag is back in the air. A little wheel spin out of the 31 of Jonah Colbert. The yellow does not come out here. We'll get a white flag. Off of turn number 4, white flag is in the air. One more lap to go. Can Eddie Smith hold on over Jonah Colbert? Does Jonah have anything for Eddie here? Further back, Brandon Wallace, Charles Stevens Jr. This is a battle for the 7th position as Charles Stevens takes that over. But on through turns 3 and 4 for the last time. Checker flag is in the air. And Eddie Smith is going to come across the line and win it here at Rockingham in dominating fashion. Jonah Colbert comes home second. Jason Warren are your top 3. As Eddie Smith makes his way around to the front stretch, where he's going to celebrate his race win. Jonah Colbert coming to give a little bit of respect here as well. And of course, any moment now, we'll see the traditional Original Rebels Racing League Demolition Derby at the stripe. Usually started by the 99 of Brandon Wallace. There they come. And Eddie Smith got knocked clear out of the park. Let's take a look at our full results. Eddie Smith gets the win. Jonah Colbert sits back in second. Jason Warren comes home in third. Andy Kurtz and Mike Kosick round out your top 5. Daniel Cunningham, Charles Stevens Jr., Brandon Wallace, Matt Kleeman, and Josh Oswald rebound for your top 10. Chuck Feltz, with no front end, makes it back to the 11th position with Steve McDonald, who's caught up in an early race wreck as well. Comes home in 12th. Brandon Pollock, Josh Lokovitz, and Alex Veith round out your top 15. Ken Pack comes home in 16th. With Jason Lottridge, Kernan Church, Aaron Adcock, and William Griffith rounding out the top 20. 21st, Kai Shappett. 22nd, Sam Wetstein. Greg Barnett back in 23rd. Isaiah Gill, 24th. Robert Gillard, 25th. Tyler Rice, 26th. And Mike Bertosa Jr. back in the 27th position. As we get ready to talk to your top 3, starting with the 32 of Jason Warren. Jason, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, let me turn you up on my end. You're a little quiet. Let me fix that here. There we go. Man, great run here tonight. Coming home in third. Kind of a tricky track. It seemed like the high lane just had the advantage all night long. What was your strategy there towards the end to try to get yourself up there? And did you feel like the high lane was just the dominant place to be?
Yeah, the high lane on the restarts was the place to be. The only reason I started on the bottom was basically praying that Eddie would spin his tires, which unfortunately never happened. But yeah, third place finish, I probably had like a 5th to 6th-ish car. So yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, for sure. Especially towards the end there, the cautions started coming out one after another. Were you kind of expecting to see a green-white checker, or were you kind of surprised that that didn't happen there at the end?
I'm pretty surprised. Things got a little wild there at the end. I like the cautions coming out because I can't conserve tires worth of crap. So, you know, I had pretty good speed, actually really good speed on new tires. But once, you know, lap 20, 25 or so came in, I was just pretty well garbage.
Well, able to hold on and get that P3 and talk to me here on the podium tonight. Before we let you go, anything you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, big shout out to you and Intensity Broadcasting. You guys do an amazing job. Velocity Motorsports, um, uh, Cunningham, and Jonah for running this league. They just do a great job, and that's about all I got. I appreciate it.
Well, again, congratulations. We look forward to seeing how the rest of the season goes for you.
All right, thanks, man.
So that was your third place finisher, Jason Warren. Let's bring in your second place finisher, Jonah Colbert. Jonah, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Josh, what's going on?
Man, a great run for you here tonight. Making your way, not the best qualifying attempt. Able to get yourself up 10 spots up into the second position. Was it strategy there that got you up there, or did you just find something that just kind of clicked with you here tonight?
I think it just kind of clicked. Rockingham's definitely one of my top 5 tracks. It's real loose, real squirrely, but it would tighten up really quite a bit on the long run. I was just taking care of that right front, and I mean, we didn't get any real long runs in tonight, but I noticed that seemed to be where where my car came in, and I was just trying to take care of it, not burning up the right front and all that. And then a little bit of luck with some of the front runners got involved in wrecked flat cars, and able to make up some spots there and made up a few spots on pit road just totally by chance. And yeah, found my way up front there towards the end. Definitely didn't have anything ready on the short run. Maybe if it had gone green after that lap 60 caution, I might have had a chance to get to him, but I don't know if I would have been able to pass him, because I know I fought with Josh Oswald side by side there for a few laps. It's a lot harder to pass than it looked, but overall, it's a good race, and glad to bring it home safe.
Yeah, for sure. And Eddie leading from drop of the green to the end here. Looked like you might have had him for a second there on pit road. I thought you had him for a second. Were you hoping they get out in front of him there to maybe have a chance?
Yeah, I think controlling the restart would have been huge. Like I said, with how hard it is to pass on the equal tires. But I think the NASCAR official needs his eyes checked. They might need to get a younger guy out there with better eyesight from 2020, because I definitely had the nose on him. Dang old cheating Chevys. What can you say?
Well, still nothing to shake a stick at, coming home second place tonight. So a great finish here, good points tonight. And before I let you go, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got here tonight?
Yeah, shout out to Kinder Farm and Ranch for doing the Wreckage Rewind, Field Asphalt refinishing, Dark Horse Motorsports, Chuck Pegleg Felts, JC Race Graphics, Intensity Broadcasting, and of course everyone over at Rebels that helps put all this stuff together. And appreciate you broadcasting. You do a great job, and everybody loves to go back and watch these. So yeah, appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate that as well, and we look forward to seeing what the rest of the season does for you. So good luck the rest of the season out.
All right, man. See you next week.
There you have it, your second place finisher, Jonah Colbert. Let's bring in your winner tonight, the 87 of Eddie Smith. Eddie, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Josh.
Man, what a dominating performance tonight. Getting around Isaiah Gill on the initial start to get yourself out in front and never looked back. You were led every single lap here tonight, just dominated. What was the secret to dominating here tonight, or was it just driving smooth and navigating the bumps?
Yeah, I think getting out front early was the big thing. It'd be really hard to pass later on in a run. I don't know. But it's always good to be out front, especially in these cars. And so just try to, as the run goes on, was just backing my corner up, trying to run down at the bottom and wrap the bottom. Coming off a 2 seemed to be pretty good. Just got lucky there that Jonah, we couldn't get any green flag laps, because I'm pretty sure Jonah's better than me on the long run there. So I kept telling him as we got down towards the end, he was running me down there at the end of the race, and I asked him what kind of lunch he packed, because he's going to need one.
Well, the only other driver really gave you a run for your money tonight was that one of Isaiah Gill, till he got involved in an incident earlier. Was he a little bit of a concern to you at the beginning of the run, or did you think he was going to run you down, or do you expect him to have a good run with him there?
Well, I don't know Isaiah, so I based on his qualifying and the way he's racing, he seemed to be pretty fast. But I owed him for last week. I kind of hooked him at the end of the race last week, so I was going to make sure to give him plenty of room, and so I kind of owed him one. So I was waiting. If he got to me, I was going to let him go, because I really kind of messed him up at the end of last week. So, but he looked fast. I hated that we didn't get to run it out with that lap car taking him out.
Yeah, Isaiah's running the iOS and the SCSRA for many years, so I'm very familiar with his short track skills. So I was hoping to see that one play out at the end. Unfortunately for him, getting caught up. But fortunately for you, gave you a dominating performance. Again, leading every lap here tonight. Before we let you go, Eddie, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, man. Thank you for broadcasting. A lot of fun to watch you broadcast. You do a great job. Definitely one of the better ones that do it for sure. I don't think you get enough credit. So thank you. You put on an awesome show. I want to thank my teammates. I think we got. I never know what team I'm on, depending on what series I'm in, but always representing JC Motorsports, and so me, Jonah, Daniel Cunningham, and Charles Stevens gonna run with us this season. So I want to thank those guys for their input and practice and fuel strategy, all that stuff. It takes a team effort. So I want to thank them and all the Rebels guys who put the series on.
All right. Well, again, congratulations. We look forward to seeing what you're able to do next week as we move on to. I can't remember what we're moving on to next week. Auto Club. So that should be an awesome one. A little different track, a lot more drafting. You're locked into the playoffs already. How are you going to take next week? You going to kind of ride it out, or are you going for the most wins this year?
Well, I hate Auto Club Michigan in these cars, so it's whoever gets out front is going to win the race. So whoever qualifies the best, go ahead and mark it down. If you qualify the best, you'll be the winner. It'll have a high downforce package, and so I'm glad that I'm locked in because next week I would much rather just go nosedive into the wall and run that one out.
We've seen you do that before, though.
Hey, look,
Actually, I think that might have been in Michigan, if I remember correctly.
It's hard. I hate it. I hate these cars and those tracks. They're just draft fest, high line, and if you got the lead, nobody can get anything done. People drive down to the bottom and overdrive the car and run over each other. So it's just not. It's for it to be such a wide track. It's so single line that just these cars and that track just don't put on that great of a show. But I hope I'm wrong. I'd like to be wrong.
Well, again, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing what you do next week and as the season goes on.
Thanks, Josh.
So there you have it. Your winner tonight, Eddie Smith. We are going to bring up our Hard Luck Award, brought to you by Cofield Asphalt Refinishing. And we're going to give that to the driver of the one of Isaiah Gill. Had a really strong car there. Had the incident with the lap car early in the race. And that Cofield Asphalt Refinishing Hard Luck Award will go to the one of Isaiah Gill. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. Don't forget to join us on Sunday night, or join me on Sunday night for the truck doubleheader from Phoenix. Going to look forward to that one, and every night here on Intensity Broadcasting. As always, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Check out our merch store at intensitybroadcasting.com. The link is down in the description below. And as our boy Atlee Atman-Reese would say, let's congratulate Eddie Smith one last time with the win. And as always, over and out.